Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I am over WheePlay, which is a small nonprofit designed for families who are involved with caregiving. Forgive me because I've got a little sinuses going on. But I wanted to do a vlog and let you guys know about the different world of raising a child with severe low functioning autism. I got many emails about you know, me caring for my child. And, I started a non-for-profit called WePlay, which is WHeePlaY.org. And this is for families who are caregivers. And some of my emails, they always ask, well, what is WePlay? Why is, you know, this so important? Well, first of all, if you're not, how can I say this right? If you don't, if you're not involved with caregiving, then it's pretty much harder to understand. As myself, I'm a mom, but growing up as a kid, I never saw autism. I never saw anything. I didn't know anything about caregiving. Um, I was an American citizen, and I worked, and I went to school, and I ended up having two children. My first child, she's fine, but my second child had this condition, and where he never seemed like he grew mentally, um, and that became difficult. My son is 20, 21 now, and mentally he's about um, 8, 10 months old. And, for 21 years, I've had this newborn. I have to feed him every 2.5 hours. He wakes up every 2.5 hours because he's hungry. He still eats infant milk, eats second stage infant foods. He still has this pica thing going on, which is where they like to teeth on certain things. I have to change his diapers. Every couple of hours. And basically with the autism, he stays up about 20, 23 hours out of a day. He takes these short cat naps. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty much exhausted. Um, this world is almost as if um, I was catapulted into another realm of life. Um, it, it was easier to take my child out when he was younger because he was easier to control. The meltdowns were easier to handle, but as he got increasingly older, it got increasingly difficult. Um, Certain things set them off, like different colors, like reds and bright yellows and bright oranges. They set them off. That's what they call trigger points, I guess. um, Motions, a lot of people, large areas, flashing lights, automatic doors, things set my son off. And even if I would love to just go to the mall one day, with my son, but that's hard too because what if I have to change his pamper? Where would I change it at? I mean, there's no place to change him in a public, place. Um, some people are very supportive. Then again, you have others who are not. And then you have those, sad to say, but they just remain neutral. They don't want to say anything. And I'm saying that to say this, that, everyone's not as receptive when you have a special needs kid. And, some are, um, they're willing to help. um, my son goes, if I do take him someplace, he tears up. Like I said, he's 10 months old. He tears up everything because he's just curious. Um, we um, started doing, my family and I, my immediate family and I started having these small outings. And I would notice that a lot of people wouldn't attend. And I said, well, hey, at first mentally I was like, I was heartbroken. But then again, I said, well, those aren't the people that I need to be around, because people do treat you differently, you know. Um, and then again, like I said, I'm not going to say all, but so you do have some supportive family members, but some of them really not. And your support system is really important. Everyone needs a support system. And sometimes your support system is not always your immediate family. And then, you always have other people who are quick to give opinions, like um, when they are, out of control, I guess what we call, when we say, they're having a meltdown, they'll say, well, maybe you need to look into placing your child in the home. And, I really find that offensive. I encourage all to keep their babies, because it is going to get hard, and I know people do have to work, but I encourage all to keep your babies. But you still have to have some things in place. Of course, when you get 99 years old, you need somebody to help you take care of your child. But, people are so quick to give their opinions about things, and that's hurtful. So what we do is we have the support group, the support system for caregivers. And it's not just if you have like an autistic kid. It may be because you have, excuse me, like I said, I got this cold going on, but it might be because you have a elderly parent, and the parent has dementia, and you have to take care of your elderly parent, or you have to take care of your special needs loved one. It's it damages the fabric of that individual, especially if excuse me, my earpiece is coming out. Especially if you have to work. So the problems that I've had problems with my son. It's caused some problems between my husband and I, because of sleep deprivation. I could say we both are tired, and my husband, he's a amazing man. He's not my son's natural father, but I mean, you really can't tell. My husband is up with me. He helps me change his diapers. He helps me calm my son down when he's having these bad days, and he's great. But it does cause problems between the family. It causes problems between the mother and the well, husband and wife, or wife and wife, or husband and husband. It causes problems with the spousal relationships. It causes problems with the parent and the normal child. Then it causes, problems with the siblings. Like if there's other siblings, um, it causes problems if, someone in the family has to go to work, and so it causes problems among, your friendships, and being a caregiver also causes problems against, your work or your school activities, because basically you're tired, and they call that burnout, and that's very common. And that's why I said support systems are very important. Um, we're in the Lake and Porter County. We're in the Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area. So we have partnered with the YWCA of Northwest Indiana, and we partner with the Veterans Cafe in Maryville, Indiana. And we try to give regular support groups and outings for families like us, because at first, like I said, I thought I was the only one. And I know that there are many out there, but you just don't see them, because a lot of times we can't get out. It's almost impossible for us to get out with, and I'm talking about families who got uh, low functioning loved ones, either being autistic, or they're being cerebral palsied, or like I say, elderly parents, an ill spouse. When you got someone and you don't have anyone to watch them so that you could get out, it really uh, damages your psyche somehow. So it's important that you recognize that. Please reach out to, if you're not in the Chicagoland area, or please reach out to any of the hospitals. You could call the hospitals usually to see if they have support groups. Let's see, where's it go? Social workers. Yeah, pretty much those are the ones that I really had a pleasant time speaking with, was social workers at the hospitals. They are very good with getting you help. Or you can call us at 844-899-3215. Again, it's 844-899-3215 to see how we can help, because you really need that support system. I can't stress that as much. You also need to get certain things in order, like if you're younger and you have a younger child who has special needs or something like that, you have parents who are ailed, you need to get what they call guardianships and wheels in place. That's very important. Other than that, you really have to make sure you take time out for yourself. You have to communicate with your other family members. And sometimes, even that communication thing, it seems like you get nowhere. It seems like nobody understands anything that you're trying to say, and I guess they might feel the same way. But you have to still continue to work at it, and because everyone is going to be a caregiver one day. It's not, you don't plan to be a caregiver. Like, you don't plan for your parents to get sick. You don't plan for your spouse to get sick. You don't plan to get sick, or you don't plan for to have a child that's sick. So, it's almost just like inevitable. Also, being a caregiver, I wanted to say, was about being you having these what they call it? They call it premature health conditions. You've always heard of caregivers suffering from sicknesses themselves, which is a lot. Like I said, I was born with childhood diabetes. So, growing up in the early 70s where diabetes wasn't as ideal as it is growing up today. So, of course, you can imagine from that, I've gotten a lot of complications. Plus, I got an autistic kid. But however, I know other families who have kids who have cerebral palsy, severe cerebral palsy, and they have severe retardation. And, some of those families ended up with, the caregivers ended up either with heart disease or cancer, or, they have muscular dystrophy. I mean, it's really, it's challenging. It's really challenging. But I wanted to do this video because I wanted to encourage people that it's going to be okay. I wanted to stress getting your support group and getting all they say your ducks in a row. You got to get your ducks in a row. So you got to get all this paperwork together, so that will ensure the quality of life between your family and your loved ones. Another thing, let's see, things I wanted to do while we started WheePlay. That's including everything that I just spoke of with the support systems. But another thing is too, we would like to see movies. We would like to go to the beach. We would like to go to different outings. So a lot of times it's hard to do that. So I want to invite you guys to, we doing another carnival this year. It's Carnival Day. WheePlay Carnival Day 2017 is scheduled for June 30th and July 1st. That's June 30th and July 1st at the Woodland Park Pavilion, 2100 Willow Creek Road. And that's going to be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And it's going to, we're going to have the same activities we did last year. We had movies, we had games, we had a train, we had everything. We had 0 meltdowns. Everyone had a great time. Everyone ate well. It's going to be $10 per person to get in. And let me explain why. People always say $10, that's a lot of money. But you have to look at it this way. $10 includes your food. and it includes all the prizes that you get. So every game that you play is you get a prize, because special needs kids or sick people, people with some kind of developmental delay, they don't understand losing. You don't get nothing. So basically, if you play these games, you will get a prize, and there are appropriate prizes where they're not the ones where you have to worry about, choking hazards or things like that. So that's what your $10 is. And if the mom plays the game, the dad plays the game, all the siblings play a game, everybody gets a gift. So pretty much $10 is it's okay. Uh, you could do it, and we would love to see you guys come and take part in this. You could pre-purchase the tickets on the website, which is WHeePlaY.org. That's WHeePlaY.org. And you can go to the events page. Now, more for the things like next week that we're doing, we do, on our weekly things, we do things at the Veterans Cafe in Maryville, Indiana. That's 7805 Taft Street in Maryville. And we do that every Tuesday from 11 to 6. And pretty much we do games, movies, karaoke. Um, it's not designed for the special needs loved ones. It's strictly for the caregivers. This is a caregiver support system. We also have support groups at the YWCA every third Thursday. So if it's a third Thursday in the month, like this month is March 16th, but if it's the third Thursday of the month, then you could come to the YWCA at 5 o'clock. It's from 5 o'clock to 6:45. I think it's 5 o'clock to 6:45. And we get to speak with different guests. Like on March 16th, we're going to have a lady from the Northwest Indiana Initiatives. And if you're from Illinois, that's like 411. From Indiana, we call it 211. So, I mean, you get to actually physically talk to her, and they literally have a number for everyone. So visit our events page, because we got other workshops, we got toy drives, we give out certificates for the holidays, for food. Um, it's WheePlaY is very passionate. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys too. We are opening up our first. How can I forget this? We are opening up our first not-for-profit um, resort for our families. So, we're not trying to like charge thousands of dollars, because if you got special needs kid or you're a caregiver, 9 times out of 10, if you drive a Honda and you drive a Ford, you don't have the money to spend thousands of dollars. So what what we're doing is we're starting up a resort, and hopefully that can encourage more families to get out. Usually, I remember when I was in college, this one girl told me, she said, well, you can't do a lot of things at home. As far as we were talking about studying at the time, and I said, well, why can't you study at home? And she said, because you always get distracted. You get distracted because you got to do dishes, or you try to do something else. You're trying to vacuum the floor. And you know what? I've taken that little bit of piece of information and I've applied it towards everything. And I said, you're absolutely right. So when you go on vacation, it's good to get out the house. Because if not, you get distracted by doing other things. Not unless that's what you want to do. If you want to take up your floor and things like that, projects, that's great. I encourage it. But if you just actually want to relax, which is what caregivers really need to do, this will be the place for you. This will be the place for you and to bring your family. Now, we don't watch, we don't really do that extended care. We don't provide, give medications or change diapers and things like that. But it is fully adapted to accommodate everyone in your family. So, I mean, like myself, I like to travel, and it was hard for me to take my son. But this resort that we're opening, it is, I can take my son because it's adapted. It's spacious. We've got ramps and rooms, and we got the appropriate foods and things like that. I think it's a well thought out plan. So feel free, give me an email, shoot me a text. Well, I guess not a text. On Facebook, you can shoot me I am, which is that's also WeePlay. And or you can call me at 844-899-3215. If you have any other questions about, how I deal with my son, just uh, just ask the question, and I'll look forward to speaking to all of you all. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for listening. And let me know if there's anything else. Please email. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys would like to pick my brain about. I love it when you guys ask me these questions. All right, so thank you. Visit WHeePlaY.org. That's WHeePlaY.org. Okay, thanks, guys.